Hello, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, you guys are having a great Thursday afternoon and catching a lot of StarCraft that's going on right now. But welcome to episode 81 of ChanmanV's Pro Corner, where pros come and show us how it's done. I'm your host, ChanmanV, and today we have a special Heart of the Swarm episode. It's going to be my first best of 5 formatted episode that's based on the Heart of the Swarm. So it'll be super fun, and our guest today will be mTwDimaga and ROOT.TT1. And, you know, ZVP, so it should be pretty interesting seeing all the new units and kind of what the two players kind of think of the units. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have them play the best of 5, without them talking. They'll just be playing it straight up. And then I have QuanticPromise on here to co-cast with me, who's a caster from around the community. I'm sure you guys have seen him do, various other tournaments like CSN's All-Star show matches and various others. So we'll be co-casting those games, and after the games, we'll have Dimaga and TT1 come back on and analyze one of the replays, probably the replay from the best game, and just kind of get us their thoughts and opinions on Heart of the Swarm and what they think the new units, how the new units like affect each of the matchups and that sort of thing. So it should be pretty fun. And let's see, anything else I want to say before I bring on the guys? Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, I can't think of it now, so I'll probably I'll mention it if I remember. But let me switch you guys. Let me switch over to the other guys. And right now, Dimaga and TT1, we're kind of waiting on them, but Promise is here, so we'll go ahead and start talking with our boy Promise. Give me a second. Hey, Promise, what's up?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. Just letting the folks know that we're waiting on Dimaga and TT1 right now, but just kind of wanted to see how much Heart of the Swarm that you've been playing so far, or have you casted any Heart of the Swarm matches?
I've casted a few games. I have some videos on my YouTube channel of White Raw and a few Quantic players. So that's definitely something that I've been looking into, putting more stuff on my YouTube channel. But I've played some games, of course. I'm a Protoss player, unfortunately. I don't really have fun on the ladder. So it's all right. I mean, it's going. But hopefully we'll get some buffs soon in the future.
So are you still GM on the ladder?
I am GM, dude, but I haven't had the balls to click the find match button.
I noticed that.
I've been playing some customs and some non-ranked games and winning some of that, but I'm still with that 2-0 record, undefeated.
If I was a grandmaster, I'd be snapshotting that thing and posting it everywhere and not pressing the quick match.
Dude, I actually forgot to do that. When the screen came up, I was just like, okay, without screenshotting it. So
that's pretty awesome, man. I'm gonna have to wait until the next release of the game to maybe get a chance.
Maybe wait until Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years from now, and then you can be GM.
But yeah, I've played a little bit of it too, and I'm a Zerg player, and I've tried out some of the races too, but obviously I'm terrible at the other races. But yeah, the new units are pretty cool, and I don't know. I've had a lot of fun playing. Still haven't figured out where to slot in all the new units yet. Kind of where to mix or replace, I guess, where building units were in the past. Certain units like infestors and that sort of thing were in the past. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's definitely cool to start experimenting with stuff and seeing what, and then seeing what the pros are doing and kind of comparing.
Yeah, it's I agree with that. I think it's really cool that players are starting to play HoTS very early on. Mm-hmm. There's a few people that are still doing Wings of Liberty. Actually, there's a lot of people still doing Wings of Liberty, but it's always good to get a head start, man, because you figure out strategies and build orders and find out what the units do early on. You kind of have a little bit of an edge when other people switch over, so it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting period for all the players right now because, there's still a lot of Wings of Liberty tournaments like WCS EU and DreamHack coming up that all these players, they have to practice for, right? So,
yeah.
Okay, let me get these guys on the call, and we'll just kind of talk to them for a little bit here.
Nice.
Where is Dima? Gotta get their cameras set up here. Yeah, viewers are gonna see a little bit of the setup here, just because I wanted to start this stream. What's up,
Beyond? Behind the scenes
TT1, what's up?
ChanmanV.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, TT1?
Good, good. Hey, Dimaga!
He's not
What's
on
up,
quite
man?
yet, man. We're waiting
He's
on
not
him
here?
too. Well,
Oh,
he's there. He is. Oh no, he's still here. It's just he hasn't joined the
I
call yet.
I thought I heard his voice. What the
I
hell?
said hi. Maybe I sound like the manga. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. What's up, Promise? Nice to
Hey
meet
man,
you.
how's it going?
Good, good.
Hey, you have Cam TT1?
No, no webcam. I don't have a
Nobody
webcam.
wants to see your ugly ass. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But TT1, like I know that lots of folks have been seeing you stream, and you've been playing quite a bit of Heart of the Swarm, right?
Yeah, I have.
What you think? What you think of the new units for Protoss?
They're good, man.
Yeah. I don't think they're that good, but I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't think our unit composition diversified all that much from Wings of Liberty. We just got one attacking unit, and it's meant for, like, the super late game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to, like, stray away from our standard unit composition because we didn't get anything new. So
Yeah.
it's kind
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, Dimaga?
Hey, I'm good. You?
Good. Hey, do
We
you have
weren't
webcam?
lucky like Zergs.
What?
They asked about how I felt about Protoss and Heart of the Swarm. I said we weren't lucky like Zergs.
Okay. No, it's true. But there is like one. I meet really one style. That is really hard to play against. Like really turtle style with Tempest.
Tempest,
Our-
yeah, I know.
I just got
This is
finished
like-
watching you play that against Adele.
Yeah. But he makes this is wrong. If he adds Archons and Storm, then
Oh
it
my
will be
God.
like really powerful.
But Dima,
Yeah.
man, it's Tempest, Archon, Storm. You need so much gas for that.
Yeah, you have it because you have a lot of bases and you turtle. You don't need to attack.
Yeah.
Dude, it's easy, dude.
That's
Just
like-
immortal. Just keep immortal pushing until you get to late game where you can have all that gas.
Oh, this is like the one and like the most scary thing what I see in HoTS. All
I
other
think-
things just die
I-
to
Yeah, go.
infest with locust or how it's called swarm host.
Locust,
Yeah,
yeah,
Swarm
swarm hosts, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah, swarm host is really strong against all this shit, but Tempest is like one and kind of counter. What can possibly like in a
Yeah.
really late game can possibly counter a lot of swarm hosts. This is like what I feel right now.
That's because the Tempest can still be in their base and still shoot everybody on across the map.
Yeah,
With that range
exactly.
upgrade, it's
You
like
should- you make, like,
crazy.
a lot of you can make a lot of cannons even in like middle of map, and then you can't attack with like cannons and archons because they have, and of course some you have like vortex, like double vortex with archons. It's kind of hard, but
I've been playing like that. 90% of my PVC is Dimaga.
what the fuck?
It's really
No.
hard. It's not as easy as you think it is. It's really hard
Yeah,
to get.
yeah.
So
I'm
we're gonna see some today. So. But why don't we
yeah,
jump
but
in the
this is
game?
like,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, but
Go
this
ahead.
is like the only way you can win, kinda.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we jump in some games and then we'll continue the discussion, I guess, after the series.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
All
Yeah, of
right.
course.
So
Good luck, guys. Have
Good
fun.
luck, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have fun. That's the key. All right, let's get these guys off Skype. I'll just close them. Those two guys, man.
This is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna
Yeah, I
be-
think so. I should.
I think
leave
I'm gonna
them.
have a few laughs in between the games.
I should have
just
debuted
to-
my
just to do it.
trash talking with these two guys. These two guys are funny. All right, which map should we pick? We'll just go through all the new ones, right?
Let's
Like
see.
Akalon Waste sound good?
Athlon Way. Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
Akalon Wastes.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Let's let's do that.
Let's
Yeah,
go
that's
with
probably a good first map. I think it's good for Protoss.
that. Yeah. Oh, I gotta start. I gotta start ChanmanV channel. Let me tell him. Until Demon to reel on me. Okay, going to get him to add me to the game. And again, guys, what we're doing, viewers that are just tuning in, we're doing a best of 5 with mTwDimaga and ROOT.TT1. Who is California? Is that you?
What's up?
Who's California?
Oh, that's me.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, the T21 added me too. Yeah, and afterwards, guys, we're gonna have them come back on and do some in-game or just replay analysis of some of the games from the series. Where's Dimaga? Still gotta find Dimaga. I should have had him real add me before this.
Yeah, I think is TT1 in the game? Yeah, TT1's in the game. We just have to wait for Dimaga.
TT1's here.
Go.
He's 6 Spartan, so
6 Spartan.
6 Spartan. There we go. Okay, there he is. I'll add him so I have him next time.
And then if you guys can do us a huge favor as well, I'm gonna go ahead and post the Reddit link in the chat.
Yes.
Just upvote that. Like, what's going on here? TT1 against Dimaga, HoTS, like Heart of the Swarm Beta. This should be like some cool games. Like, get your family, your pets, your dogs to watch because they're missing out. So just if you guys can do us a favor, just please upvote it. And yeah, just tell people about it because it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely gonna be fun. These two guys obviously, you know, have been playing Heart of the Swarm a lot, so you're gonna be seeing some pretty cool strategies and you know, probably more advanced strategies than you've seen, you know, some of the others since they haven't played HoTS as much.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, man.
Switching over, it's gonna be fun. Can't
It
wait.
is. Best of 5. Let's do some predictions, Chanman. Who do you think is gonna take it and with what score?
Well, I think it's gonna go to 5.
Okay.
But I gotta stick with my Zerg brethren, so I'm gonna have to say Dimaga in 5. But I think it's gonna be
I'll
close.
go with you because I know Protoss is not gonna win. So let's do Dimaga. That's a good choice. Probably like a 90% chance of Dimaga winning. But let's go ahead and introduce our players. So the first map is, what's the name of this map? I completely blanked out.
It's Akalon Waste.
Akalon Waste. Okay. So this is going to be game number 1, guys. And as I introduce the players here in the bottom right, we do have the Blue Zerg player, mTwDimaga. Interesting fact, TT1 was actually on mTW, so they were teammates for a good amount of time, maybe a month or 2.
Yes, they
Not
were.
really just sure how long that was. But in the upper left position, we do have the red Protoss player, 6 Spartan, who is, of course, ROOT.TT1. So PvZ on this map, I'm gonna say that this is probably gonna be a nice macro map, given the fact that it's a 2-player map and it's cross position. So we should be definitely in store for some kind of treat.
Yeah, I think so. This map is kind of interesting because it has like those little gaps in the middle, which, you know, normally you would say would you know, in the past be you know, favoring the Protoss player. But now with the swarm host and stuff, I mean, I think it's a little bit different for Zerg. You know, Zerg doesn't really mind just kind of, you know, setting shop in one of these little paths here, just with a bunch of swarm hosts, and you know, just letting those locusts just kind of occupy that area for a while until, you know, until the Protoss has to actually push in there.
Yeah, and the thing that I love about the swarm host is it can be used offensively and defensively. It can kind of be like a siege unit to defend your expansions, or it can be kind of a special tactic, if you say, off of 2 base to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see which way Dimaga is going to use it. A lot of players have just been, you know, 2-basing swarm host. Some have been going more defensive swarm host, but we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what's going on in the brain of Dimaga. But TT1, something that's cool again that Protoss players do in PvZ is they try to go for a quick Oracle with a Mothership Core. And of course, when you have the Mothership Core out, you can use the Purify ability to go ahead and give it some energy and then send it straight to the mineral line to do some kind of economic damage to your opponent. So maybe TT1's going to go for that. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, Nexus first from TT1. Forge coming up as well. And Dimaga going for the pool and probably a hatch here very soon.
Yeah, the Mothership Core is pretty interesting. I mean, it obviously has 3 different things, right, it can turn into or it can be used for. I don't think the Protoss have figured out exactly the best way, but, you know, getting recall so early is definitely a pretty obvious use. I think even with just Wings of Liberty kind of metagame. But that cannon, have you ever seen that cannon, you know, that defensive cannon actually be, like, have an impact? I haven't really seen a game where it's been huge, like a huge factor.
I don't really think the cannon is good in PvZ. Just because Zerg attack you in large numbers, it's not like you're getting attacked by like 2-3 Marines where you can hold it off early with the cannon. It's a little bit of a different situation when you're playing PvZ. It's definitely a good tech to go for early on if you want to try to get a Mothership Core or the actual Mothership early on to you know, save up some energy for Vortex, etc. So other than that, I mean, I've only seen it used in PvP to defend a quick expansion, or even in PvT to hold off early Terran aggression. Not so good in PvZ, in my opinion.
No, it looks like Dimaga's taking a pretty early, first gas. There's, I guess, different rules or different ways of thinking about when to get gas as a Zerg player, and a lot of folks wait till like about 46 supply and they get the double gas, or even some get triple gas, right? But he's getting a pretty early first gas here, so I think he wants to get, I don't know, he wants to get speed early, or maybe an early layer here. I'm not sure what he's going to be going towards here.
I would think it's going to be speed just for map control.
Right.
If he was committing maybe to a third or fourth gas, maybe it would be some kind of 2-base timing with roaches and lings. But most likely just going to be for speed. I mean, he's just, at this point, he's not even making a lot of lings. Just getting drones. As you mentioned, his third is about to complete. Meanwhile, TT1 just finished his expansion. And this is a cool build. If you notice what TT1's doing, is actually using a lot of Chrono Boost on gateways, trying to do a little bit of zealot pressure. And this is interesting because you don't see this a lot in ZVP. Dimaga might be caught out of a little bit out of position just with 5 zealots making their way into the natural here.
That's true.
And third expansion on the way for TT1. Whoa! TT1. Super quick third. What's going on here? I mean, I guess you kind of have to play it like this to just keep up on expansions against Zerg. So we'll have to see if it pays off for TT1. But the speed choice is really good for Dimaga. Maybe he's played against TT1 before and he's seen this before. So the fact that he's making 14 lings, getting metabolic boost, should be able to defend against this. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good investment for TT1, but I'm curious to see if Dimaga will be able to kind of just hold it and maybe even counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, Dimaga in the past in ZVP, if you know his ZVP, he's always played with a very heavy ling, upgraded ling type of opening. So, obviously these aren't upgraded, but he's obviously committing to a lot of lings here. And, TT1, I guess taking that early, there's a little bit of metagaming. Obviously, this is a Heart of the Swarm episode, and, I think they probably realize we want to see some Heart of the Swarm units. So that's what I'm thinking, because, it's pretty risky taking that early of a third. And he puts 3 cannons there, which is... Well, you know what? Those new rocks actually do keep it safe for a lot longer, right? Because did you catch that Destiny video where he kind of crushed those Protoss units after killing the collapsible rocks there?
I did. That was actually funny to watch. He just killed it, and it fell on them and just completely killed everything. So nice little feature, I guess, from Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, it does 500 damage for those of you that don't know. The rocks, whatever the rock hits. So it's pretty cool. Some of you guys are asking whether these guys are going to get, are playing for a prize, and they're not playing for a prize. This is a practice best of 5, and the whole point of this best of 5 is really just to kind of give them, just some type of format to play, and then have them discuss the strategies or discuss kind of how these games went afterwards. So they'll be back on here later, guys, to do some replay analysis with us, and kind of do the thing that we do on Pro Corner, which is learn how to become a better gamer, right? Or become a better StarCraft player. All right, we see double Stargate coming from TT1 here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Phoenix.
Double Stargate. Okay, so he has the Mothership Core, so he's getting an Oracle as well. I can pretty much put my money that he's going to use the energy on the Oracle to go ahead and send it out and do some damage.
Yep.
But double Stargate Phoenix, so this is kind of what Dimaga was talking about early on, before he even, got into this best of 5. Protoss players have been doing a lot of airplay against Zerg. So maybe a good transition here for TT1 would be to go into very quick Tempest and rely on Phoenix to do harassment against Zerg, which can be a good option. But Dimaga is getting a Spire, so maybe he has an idea of what's going on, even an Infestation Pit. So he's going 2 techs at once. Yeah. Which is interesting for Dimaga. But these Phoenix... would not be surprised. Okay, so there's the Fleet Beacon from TT1. So, gonna try to do some damage, get some Tempests, hopefully on the map in large numbers, and go for this airplay. I'm curious to see how it's gonna work out for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Phoenixes that he's built here are really more about escorting the Oracle, and because the Oracle naked by itself is very susceptible to any kind of air units, or even Queens do decent damage to them because they're pretty weak. So just having about 4 Phoenixes out here, just killing some drones and killing any kind of corruptors or maybe some mutas that Dimaga builds will help the Oracle continue harassing these mineral lines, and everybody loves
TT1
that ability.
TT1 is just moving into the third of the Oracle, using the Entombed ability, of course, which denies any kind of mining for quite some time, unless you kill it, of course, and even using it on the natural. So this is nice harassment being done by TT1. Dimaga still, though, he's going to be on 4 bases. And, I mean, does TT1 have any idea? No, he only sees 3 bases from Dimaga, so...
He's actually on 5 bases.
Oh, wow, 5... Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, I can't count, man. 5 bases
They're
from
so
Dimaga.
close
So,
to each
yeah, that's
other,
a huge advantage in terms of economy for Dimaga. Harvester count, 93 drones. So his economy is just... I mean, if he can just defend against this and get the right composition, which he's doing, getting Corruptors, getting his upgrades... I feel like Dimaga might just overwhelm TT1 and not give him enough time to get the Phoenix and the Tempest composition all figured out.
Yeah, so right now, all TT1's been investing in is really this air army, which, like you said, I mean, Dimaga's, I think might have been anticipating it, given that they had a conversation right before that, before this game about air. So yeah, I mean, I think if the Zerg knows about it, I have to say the Zerg has an advantage there. But we'll see. Again, they were talking about just really the Tempest range and just how, once you have that range, as long as you put any kind of building or units in front to tank, that the combination of the Tempest with the Mothership and the Archons, I mean, it's a pretty powerful combination.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Dimaga, I mean, what's he making? Just making more Corruptors. TT1, how many Tempests does he have? Oh, he has actually a good amount of Tempests.
Yeah, he's
5 Tempests on the map.
Yeah, he's making a 6th.
Yeah.
He's getting, I guess, air armor or air attack there.
Is he getting the range for the Tempest? No, he hasn't started the
he
range
hasn't got it yet. He hasn't quite
Yeah.
got it yet. Doesn't really need it yet, honestly. I mean,
There it is.
Yeah, look at all those Corruptors, though, man. Dimaga has 17 Corruptors.
Just look at this, man. Like, the Protoss invests so much into getting the Tempest, and then this guy just makes, like, 20 Corruptors, and they completely die. So, I mean, Dimaga's playing it the right way. He knows that TT1 is committing very heavily into this airplay, and there's a Templar Archive, so, in fact, we might even see some Archons being mixed in for TT1. And that might be a little bit of a help. And just look at the cannons at the 4th for TT1. He's just turtling up super hard, trying to get the super army.
Dude, that looks like campaign style right there.
Yeah, this is like cannon defense, man.
Exactly. That's
and
funny.
Dimaga sees it, so he knows what he's playing against. I mean, Dimaga can easily just mass expand, or he can try to even hit the natural or the 3rd of TT1.
Okay,
But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
So we have Dimaga building the first 2 Heart of the Swarm units for him, which are the 2 Swarm hosts here. I'm not sure how they're going to be used, really, given that everything that TT1 has right now is an air unit. But we'll see what happens there. I mean, maybe it'll help defend against any kind of Zealot run-bys or Zealot counters, which are really, really popular for Protoss to harass. But it looks like these Corruptors are going to catch these Phoenixes just idle here. Maybe,
a little bit of a
maybe
mistake
1 or
from
2 of them.
TT1, yeah. 2 Phoenix, probably all of them are going to go down for
Well,
TT1.
he got 2 away. But even with Dimaga building all those Corruptors, he couldn't attack them, right? So, even that kind of point where really the Tempests were kind of naked by themselves, that advantage that Dimaga has is kind of going to be going away soon once you reach this critical mass with the Mothership and Archons. And I'm not sure what Dimaga can build outside of I guess static units, which he's doing because he has 90 drones and I guess infestors and corruptors. I mean, is there anything else he can really build against air units?
Well, I feel that Dimaga is doing it right. I think the thing that's going to be very important when the engagement actually happens is if Dimaga can get some kind of neural onto the mothership. Because if it gets vortex, or if his units completely get vortexed, it's going to be super hard for him to kind of produce more corruptors, even produce the right units to attack against what TT1's doing. But I mean, TT1 is just making more Tempests. He's up to 7. He's having 3 more in production. The mothership is in fact on its way. And it just seems like it's going to stay like this for a while until an engagement finally happens. So we'll see exactly if TT1 decides to attack or if Dimaga is going to be the one to be aggressive.
Okay, so he's moving these swarm hosts up here, and we'll see if these locusts can do any kind of damage to these these like 15 towers sitting right here. And I'm sure TT1's got an observer somewhere in there. Or does he?
Yeah, I mean, he can use the Oracle. There it is. So he just used... It's kind of like an observer ability to kill it. So yeah, they died pretty quick.
And there's the 17 or whatever range. It's a ridiculous range that they got. What
Okay,
is the
so
range?
it looks
Oh,
like
here we go.
Dimaga is just
Whoa,
gonna go
just
for it,
going
man.
in.
Corruptor's moving forward. Fungal onto the Tempest. Two of them just completely melt super quickly. And TT1 just did not have... I mean, he has the Tempest. It's just the Corruptors are way too much here for Dimaga. How many Corruptors does he have on the map right now? 23 Corruptors, just completely killing all of the Tempest. TT1 all the way down to 102 supply. And there goes the army of TT1.
Yeah.
Invested a lot and just was not really the best outcome for him in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect timing by Dimaga. I mean, that mothership was out, but it didn't have enough for Vortex, so he just kind of rushed in there, even though there was like a ton of cannons there, and it looked kind of bad for a second, but again, you know, like you said, that Corruptor count is just going to annihilate any, you know, Tempest, because the Tempest DPS is just so low compared to the Corruptor. You know, they do a lot of damage, but they shoot really slow, so...
Yeah. And TT1 is just making more Tempests.
Yeah.
He's telling himself, okay, you just killed like 50 Tempests, let me just make more. You can have them as well. But
He kind of
Dimaga
has to. I mean, he
yeah,
doesn't have
what
anything
can you really
else.
do against Broodlords and Corruptors?
Yeah.
It's kind of yeah, it's gonna be hard to deal with. I mean, if he makes some Tempests, he might be able to get some hits on the Broodlords, but Corruptors are gonna be able to help out. And Dimaga just, you know, he has a really good position here on top of the third of TT1. Looks just absolutely gonna die. TT1 kind of trying to help out here with the Tempests. But I don't know.
Losing that base honestly isn't too bad, given that it was mined out pretty. I mean, it was pretty close to being mined out anyways. But you know, we'll see about those Broodlords. The Broodlords were definitely good to siege that base, but you know, each Broodlord you build is one less Corruptor you can build, right? And when you're going against just pure air here, I guess the ideal thing would have been for TT1 to have a few more Archons there to do some splash damage, right? To the or just do some damage to the Corruptors getting under them, right? Would have been really, really nice there in that previous battle, but again, Dimaga's timing there was great. And here's some more Broodlords on the other side, so...
Yeah, towards the bottom
Yeah.
side, there's even, yeah, you just mentioned it, Broodlords and more Corruptors just hacking away at the cannons, and TT1 trying to send some Archons and some Tempests over there. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but, you know, he's
Look at
defending.
that
He's just
range.
making more cannons, getting some Storms, getting some, or some Templars. Does he have Storm? Yeah, I should have Storm. 22 minutes
Right.
into the game. Please have
He's
Storm.
going in. There's a crap load. Oh, there's Storm.
Yeah,
and all
Storm
the,
goes off on the Corruptors. Tempest getting focused down.
It's Corruptors.
And yeah, I mean, Dimaga is just moving forward with more Broodlords, more Corruptors, focusing down the Tempest. Tempest dies so fast against
They
like
do. They're
7
armor-
Corruptors, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, not to mention corruption too on them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just... I don't know.
It's
But those Corruptors, they seemed pretty hardy there, and they're only 2-1 too. It's not like they're 3-3 or, I mean, 3 armor or anything. So
and
okay,
that's
that was-
the game.
that's that. Well, that
So a
was
cool game number
interesting.
1.
yeah, definitely got a chance to see the Protoss Heart of the Swarm units. I don't think we saw that many many Zerg abilities from Heart of the Swarm, but
We just saw Corruptors,
yeah.
but they're good against Tempests. So we'll see if they switch it up. I would think they're going to switch it up. Maybe TT1 might not go for more of an airplay this game. Might go more gateway-centric into expansions. We'll have to see what they do in the next match.
All right, let's see. Should we do Howling Peak? Let's do Howling Peak. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking TT1's probably going to switch it up this game because
I hope so. I don't want him to lose twice to Corruptors. That would be really sad.
oh man,
I believe TT1.
this reminds me of the days back in the old beta where I was like, all right, 20-minute no rush. Let's just go straight out carriers and
Oh,
and
yeah,
Corruptors
yeah.
and battle cruisers.
Yeah, it's...
okay.
Let's
Here
see,
we
this
go.
map, Howling Peak. Okay, it's this map. Okay. Oh, am I playing against Dimaga? Nice, cool.
Nope.
What do you think about this map, Chanman? Have you played on it at all? ZVP?
Oh, hold on just one second. Let me type this.
Mm-hmm.
This map, I have played ZVP, but again, I haven't played a ton of it, so you know, don't really have too much of an opinion on it. You know, definitely again, like a lot of these maps, these moon maps have a lot of, you know, have a bunch of tight corridors, I would say, you know, even through the middle of the map. And I think that's the case with this one too. This one's definitely the third base is a little bit further away too, I think, on this map compared to some of the others.
Yeah. And the thing about it is there's two ways of getting into your base. You have the natural, which is of course the most commonplace, but that third can be hard to take because you have another entrance to defend. You're pretty much forced to build some cannons or even just wall it off with a gateway or two to defend any kind of counterattacks from Zerg. But something else about this map is the watchtowers. Have you noticed where the watchtowers are positioned on this map?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh
kind
my
of
god. It's like the watchtowers are there. Even if you're controlling it, you have no idea that your opponent's about to attack.
I know.
They're just in random places.
I'm not sure the logic behind that too. Yeah. All right, let's get this party started. They're just
All right,
chatting
let's
away.
do it.
I should have. I'll tell you, I should have done the trash talking format with these two. God, that would have been fun. All right, here we go. Start this up. Oh, let me tell TT1.
So guys, this is going to be game number 2 of a best of 5 between mTwDimaga and ROOT.TT1. Dimaga is currently up 1-0, and this is going to be game 2, which is going to be on Howling Peak, of course. One of the ladder maps for HoTS beta for StarCraft 2.
Yep.
It's on its way.
Definitely, yeah. You know, a lot of the players recently have been complaining about the maps, and you know, the maps just not being maybe adequate for really balancing the game, because you know maps play such a huge role in whether you know certain strategies are viable or certain races are even too strong, right? And
Yeah.
the biggest analogy is just thinking about the Wings of Liberty beta and just Steps of War, right? A lot of stuff would have been considered broken even with today's current units, right? Or considered, might have been considered balanced on that map when it really it wasn't. And they're kind of making that kind of an analogy to these maps. Not as bad, obviously. Steps of War was literally like spitting distance away from each other.
You can
But,
like attack with your workers and win.
yeah, seriously, your naturals are literally like touching each other. Like a Tempest at one natural could hit the other natural, I bet.
Basically, yeah, pretty much, and just win the game. That's when the
Exactly.
Tempest is actually good.
Well, first Tempest pops
yeah.
out, you win.
Basically, pretty much. But let's go ahead and introduce our players, guys. This
Okay,
is going to
sure.
be game number 2.
All right.
Second map is on Howling Peak. In the upper right position, we do have a red Zerg player, mTwDimaga. And towards the left side of the map, we have our blue Protoss, 6 Spartan, who is ROOT.TT1.
All right, I gotta switch up the colors, guys. Sorry, starboards. It's gonna be one of those things, guys. You have to get used to me having to switch it mid or right before we start every time.
No problem. So let me just talk a little bit about the map features as you get that set up.
Okay.
Basically,
Sounds
me
good.
and Chanman were talking about the design of the way the map is structured. Natural expansion, it's kind of like how it is on every map. It's very easy to take. The problem, in my opinion, for the Protoss player is taking that third expansion. You're put in a position where you have to defend your natural, which leads to your main, and you kind of have to defend towards the right side of the map. So the only way you can take a third really is if you're walling off the natural and you have some kind of mass cannon defense to go ahead and defend the third. Another thing I want to mention is these watchtowers. They're placed in pretty random locations. If you're controlling it, you're kind of... you can see the area around it if you want to see any kind of proxy pylons or probes making their way. That's easy to spot, but you're not going to see your opponent attacking. So maybe a little bit of a mistake on the map making part, but I guess, I don't know. We'll have to see if they even watch or if they even want to control the watchtowers this game.
Yeah, it seems like there should be one just right in the middle.
Yeah,
it's fine to have the ones that they have, but
What are
there
they
really
for?
should
They're
be.
supposed to spot, right?
Yeah. But all right, so it looks like Protoss starting pretty normal. There's really no difference in the openings, I feel like. The only thing that was interesting last game was, a little different than most Zergs, is that Dimaga took that gas pretty much right after he started that third hatchery, so probably around that 30 supply, which is way earlier than the typical 46 supply, where the double gas, triple gas goes down. But that was always more conducive of like roach play and that sort of thing, or maybe even just upgraded lings into infester. But last game he didn't really do that. He just kind of built some lings and went straight to corruptors.
Yeah, not a single roach, just Sling Corruptor.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty well. But yeah, he's going for a little bit of a switch up this game, not grabbing any gas, taking a very quick third, using some links to kill this rock. Of course, that's really cool because the rock's just going to explode and fall on the other side. I guess that's smart. I haven't really seen a lot of people do that. You can just, I guess, defend your third that way. and you kind of have to worry about
just
one
work it
attack
down
area.
a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just worry about one attack area until like the later stages of the game. So nice there for Dimaga. But TT1 just getting his natural expansion, grabbing 2 gases in the main. No gases have been taken yet in the natural, and Mothership Core, I would think TT1 might go for that as well, just to get some energy for the Mothership Core, or for the Mothership later on in the game.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see just the recall used, I think, a little bit on the Mothership Core early. I mean, that's one of the big things about the Mothership Core is that you can get the recall ability earlier, right? And I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of ways for Protoss to possibly abuse that with even just the Wings of Liberty meta. Like, Blink Stalker, maybe even Blink Stalker sniping hatcheries, right? And just recalling back immediately.
Yeah. I've actually seen a lot of people do that to kind of just have an advantage up a base. Just go into the third, kill it, recall back home, take your third of your own, and kind of play it from there.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is I've seen people try to like go for a 10-minute timing and try to actually move the Mothership Core all the way across to the other side of the map.
God, that's just
like
crazy.
they literally make
crazy.
it and they send it right away to the Zerg, hoping that they can get it there without it being scouted, and then just like warp in a whole bunch of units and recall from your main. But that doesn't seem to work so well. So.
Well, I've heard people talking about Proxy Nexus to do it.
Oh yeah. There was actually who did that? I think it was Real against the
Real,
STC. Okay. He proxy Nexus at his third, at STC's third, and then recalled into his main. That was funny. There's actually like some VODs on YouTube for that if you guys want to check it out. But
right.
I don't think we're gonna see that as like a metagame anytime soon.
All right, so now we are seeing something different from TT1 this game. Mothership Core is being built, but we're seeing a lot more earlier gateways here. And this is kind of what I was expecting from TT1. I didn't think he was going to go double Stargate again like he did last time. And so the one thing about this is it doesn't look like he's going to have an Oracle, at least for quite some time. So there won't be any kind of mineral line harassment. But this map doesn't look as conducive for it either. There's not like a ton of space behind all the mineral patches like there was in the last game, or the last map. There's that Mothership Core just turtling its way across the map. Look at that.
Yeah, it'll get there eventually.
Slow.
And that's interesting that TT1 is doing that. I mean, if you look in the main, you pretty much nailed it. There's a whole bunch of gateways being added. He's going to be on like 7 or even 8 gateways, and he's still on 2 base. And Immortals are being produced. I feel like this is going to be a very strong 2 base push coming out from TT1.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope the Mothership Core gets there in time. I'm like literally just watching it make its way over there. But he's just moving across the map with a bunch of sentries. A few Immortals. Looks like the third one is going to be on its way here very soon for TT1. And this is a good push. What's Dimaga doing? Dimaga's getting Infestation Pit, getting his metabolic boost, getting Glial Reconstitution. Harvester count, he's actually 72. So if he can scout it out and have enough time to react by producing some units, he should be able to defend against this.
Yeah, I mean, again, you made that statement about the towers, earlier, and there's no tower in the middle of the map. So Dimaga didn't have a scouting ling there or anything, so he's going to be surprised by this. And I don't know, in the future, maybe that Overlord next to the natural by the Protoss, there might be a space there that's safe. I don't know, but that little, that chasm right there. But yeah, there's no way for you to scout this coming. So Dimaga's building 13 Roaches though, but he definitely feels. I think he sent a ling out there and saw all the sentries there. So he's trying to build as many Roaches as possible, as fast as he can. These ramps are kind of big, actually, between the bases, so it won't be the easiest thing to just force field block them completely.
Yeah,
so we'll
I agree.
see what happens.
And TT1 is just moving forward, so he's making his way into the third. Dimaga trying to make some Roaches, making some Lings, as well as some Infestors in the production tab. Great force fields being thrown down by TT1 to go ahead and defend any kind of, coming from the natural, but Dimaga, I mean, 142 supply to 111, but that third is going to die from Dimaga, and TT1, doing a lot of damage here with this attack.
Yeah, and then it's going to have a pylon here now, right? Well, he already has a pylon here at the third base, so yeah, he's just going to be constantly reinforcing this, and there goes all the drones too, so he just lost 23 drones there, so that's going to be pretty devastating to Dimaga if he
This is
survives
so funny.
this.
Look at the Mothership Core on the right side. Do you see it? It's making its way into the main.
Oh my god, it's so sick.
I think he's just gonna go into the main and just recall everything. And I think it's
he's gonna
work.
force field the ramp.
He's gonna force field the ramp
too.
Oh my god.
Do it! Do it.
He's gonna do it, man. Look, he's gonna ball up. He's gonna recall. Come on, TT1.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay, force field the ramp,
Oh,
TT1. You can do it.
Move it, move it.
Yeah, he's gonna force field the ramp. That's
this is
it,
so
man.
brutal. Oh, it's
Unfortunately,
so brutal.
yeah, Dimaga. I mean, I think the only thing he can really do is counterattack, and that's exactly what he's doing with the
he's
roaches
got
and
to do
infestors.
that.
He knows, like, okay, you're gonna force field the ramp all day. I'm not gonna. Welcome to HoTS.
I knew that was coming.
Oh my god, this is so funny, man. But yeah, I mean, TT1, you know, basically killing everything in the main, moving into the natural. Dimaga doing what he can really do is just counterattack. But I don't know how it's going to work out in the favor. I mean, TT1 can always make more units. Dimaga can make more units as well. But I think TT1 might have a pretty powerful army compared to what Dimaga has.
Yeah, TT1 can just force field that ramp for a while too. So base race kind of scenario. I think the Protoss is in way better shape here. He's killed. Well, actually, the layer's still alive. So I don't know. I don't think it really matters. That mothership core is still hovering around, just chilling out. I'd send it back. Why not?
Yeah, this is actually. This might be closer than I think it is.
Oh, it'll probably still be close for sure.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, Dimaga's not going to be making units like much sooner than.
Yeah,
he's still building
TT1 kills the
cannons.
natural.
Yeah, he's
Dimaga
going to lose
kills
some.
TT1's natural. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting
Yeah,
game.
he's coming
from here on.
back. He's coming back. I mean, the roaches are gonna. He's gonna lose some roaches to the cannons, and yeah, I think TT1's just standing army can beat that army too. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to
there
wait
you
and
go.
see.
They're gonna fight here soon.
So, TT1 just A moves
Yeah, that
into
wasn't
Dimaga's army. Force field's going down. I think
good force field
Dimaga
stuff.
might actually have a lot for TT1 to handle.
Actually, I think they're really good force fields. I think TT1 will be okay.
Uh,
Yeah, he's gonna
Festers.
clean this up. He'll clean this up, but he's gonna lose too many roaches. I think.
okay, yeah, this
Yeah.
is actually really close, but yeah, TT1.
He's still
Yeah,
got
I
all
mean, the
those
force
sentries
fields
in his
pretty much
base.
did it for TT1. Really, really nicely placed force fields, and
Actually, he might not even clean this up. Jeez.
hmm,
Yeah, that's pretty much GG here because again, TT1's still got a running base here. He's got all those gateways.
yeah.
and
Dimaga down to
it's GG.
16 supply, 64
Come
supply.
on, Dimaga, what are you building a tree for?
Dude, I feel so bad for Dimaga. The mothership queen's like smiley face.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty much
Yeah.
victory for TT1 here. Yeah, GG.
GG. All right. Well,
Can't believe that worked.
Yeah, that was great, man. That was really cool. I mean, we just talked about you just talked about the mothership just kind of being sent immediately, and then sure enough, we get a attack at the brilliant part. It was like he took out the third, and then he just took out the main with Dimaga being pretty much helpless to both because of force fields at the ramp. So,
Well, I mean, what can you really do at that point? Even if you see the
Yeah.
mothership core coming and you're getting attacked at your third, do you send your units to the main or do you defend a third? Or, I mean, what can you really do?
no, I agree, man. That was pretty.
Unless you happen to make like 5 queens in your main and you can just kill the mothership core because it's really light, but that never really happens.
Right.
I don't know. It's just a really good build, even though it's slow. I guess it still has some use.
Oh, definitely. And even if you see it coming, it's like, what can they really do? I guess you can send your queen at it. I guess.
I mean, you can split your units, but that means you're going to have less units actually attacking your opponent, and
Right.
some units might not even be doing anything.
That is true. Okay, let's get Dimaga in this game. And for those of you just tuning in, we got Dimaga, mTw's Dimaga, and ROOT.TT1 playing a best of 5. It's currently 1-1, and this is Heart of the Swarm beta that we're playing, not Wings of Liberty. And both players, kind of showing us a little bit. Well, actually, TT1 showing us more, I think, Heart of the Swarm units than Dimaga's to this point. But not that it's Dimaga's fault or anything like that. It's just like the Zerg Viper doesn't really play a role in a lot of these this unit composition that the Protoss have been using.
Yeah. So we are going into game number 3, and it's going to be on Fractured Glacier. Let's see what's up with this map. Okay, so 4-player map. Okay.
This is the crazy one with the gold in the middle.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I think I know this map. You can even get like close spawns on here too. Okay, thank god it's
Yeah, it's cross spawns, but cross spawns
okay.
is it's pretty close too, honestly. Well, it's a little bit further, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so you want to do the intros?
Sure. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. In the left side, we do have spawning in as our blue Protoss player. We do have ROOT.TT1. And on the other side of the map, as we mentioned, cross positions, we do have the red Zerg player, mTwDimaga. I was going to say mTwDT1. mTwDimaga.
Wasn't that long ago he was MTW, but no, he is part of Root Gaming now, and all right.
Pretty cool team. Both teams are actually really good teams. Root a little bit underrated in my opinion, but still like a fan favorite team. They're just built on loyalty, trust, and friendship, which is how all teams should be.
Yeah, Root's doing a great job. Cats and Drewby are doing a great job of, keeping that team, having that team be a mixture of, the kind of professional pro gaming team as well as a grassroots team. So it's a really good feel they have over there. And I love the players they've been they've been picking up a lot of up and coming players too. In the last couple months. So it's always great to see that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Dimaga checking over there. Then now he knows that TT1's not there. And I have to say I haven't played this map too much, so
I've played it a few times. It's a little bit similar to some. I think there's another map in the ladder pool that has the collapsible rock tower. I guess I've seen people just kill it in PvZ and just kind of wall themselves in and tech that way, or some people not even just leave it the way it is and play it from there. But I wouldn't be curious, or I'd be interested to see if TT1 might even just kill the rock and just wall himself in for a little bit of time. But Dimaga so far getting his hatchery. Went spawning pool first. I think that was like a 14 pool, if I'm not mistaken, and a 15 or maybe even a 16 hatch for Dimaga. So everything looking just normal, kind of like what Wings of Liberty is. You just expand as Zerg, maybe even take quick 3 bases and expand as Protoss. We'll have to see what TT1 decides to go for, what kind of tech he decides to choose. Is it going to be a quick Oracle like game number 1 and then go into Tempest and lose the game, or is it going to be a similar gateway play, which you just got done using and winning against Dimaga?
Exactly. Yeah, I'd like to see a few more of the Zerg Heart of the Swarm units. If hopefully Dimaga will be able to show some more swarm hosts. Maybe like we were talking a little bit before about like mass swarm hosts or some swarm host type of rush.
I want to see some swarm hosts, man.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. A Viper would be nice to see too. Kind of in need of seeing an abduct.
Have you seen a lot of Vipers in ZVP?
Not a lot.
I've seen a lot in ZVT. I haven't really seen a lot in ZVP, so I'm not really sure how they function in that regard for that matchup.
I haven't seen a lot, but I can totally see it work. I've seen a lot of what's the cloud? What's the range cloud called from Vipers? I forget what the actual official name of it. The one that makes it one range. I've seen it used against Terran all the time. Against siege tanks and mech units. But why not? That should be able to be used against Immortals and Colossi also, so I don't see why it would be used any differently, honestly. Not to mention you could pull them too. I think a lot of people just say like, why cloud them when you can just pull them?
Oh yeah, I've seen people like pull Colossus, and then the army just doesn't do anything because you don't have Colossus. That happens a lot when they're used.
Yep, exactly.
But let's talk so far a little bit about the build order so far from both players. Dimaga still not grabbing any kind of gas, just drone, getting his economy up and going. Looking really good so far, just doing the standard. TT1 getting the wall up, getting his +1 for his weapons, and warp gate technology is being started as well. So +1 kind of has me thinking TT1 might be a little bit aggressive. Maybe zealot pressure. I've seen some players go zealot pressure into like Oracle, for example. White Rod likes to do that a lot on a stream. But we'll have to see exactly if he goes for any kind of pressure, or maybe just a quick third. I'm not really too sure what TT1's going to go for.
Yeah.
Oh, some gateways.
Given +1 is being upgraded, and this is kind of old school, just fundamental Protoss strategies. That when you're seeing +1 or you're seeing like Cybernetics Core being chronoed, that there's a chance that there's an early gateway pressure. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Dimaga put down a Broach Warren, which he is doing now. That's usually the safest play for the Zerg, just so they won't die to any kind of 4, 5, 6, 7 gate, or whatever gate you want to call, whichever one, whichever permutation of a gateway timing. So that's what Dimaga's doing. And then it's kind of cool to see where the Overlord placement is too, like in Heartless form, seeing where the pros kind of experimenting with putting Overlords. Like that Overlord he just had right over the pylon there, pretty money right there.
Yeah, and especially like on some of these larger maps, it's very important to know where you're going to put your Overlords because it can be very hard to scout things like proxy pylons and even just probes making their way. And he just sees it. He sees the pylon.
Yeah.
He sees some stalkers making their way, so he should have some kind of an idea that there's going to be some kind of pressure coming out from TT1. And immediately, 11 roaches and 10 links, so Dimaga knows what's up.
Yeah, and that's fundamentals or reads and countering right there. Here we go. It looks like we're going to see more of a standard, at least kind of early to mid game here between the two players, and kind of fighting off this pressure. And we'll see if TT1 takes a third here somewhere in here. It's always scary to take a third, especially once you've been found out, I guess, that you might be planning a gateway push there. But he has quite a few units. That area is pretty open, which I think favors the Zerg too. Zerg can, the force fields don't play as big of a role in keeping the Zerg out.
Yeah, you can come in from multiple angles on this map just because it has such a large surface in the center of it. But TT1 is kind of getting behind this. He's getting Blink, mixing in some Immortals. I feel like the pressure from TT1, he definitely was trying to do some damage with some Zealot harass or even some Stalker harass, but Dimaga was just very much on top of it. So it's going to be, I'm curious to see how his follow-up's going to be. Is it going to be like a Blink into an expansion? Is he going to go off this 2-base push? We'll have to see. I mean, +1 is finished for his weapons, +2 is on its way. Actually, +1 armor is on its way for TT1. And I feel like Dimaga just has a huge economic advantage at this point.
Yeah, Dimaga's just powering now. He's got 18 roaches now. He's just powering his army now, and he's done with economy for now. He's at 67 drones. Obviously, he could probably get another round or two in if he was going in the late game, but it looks like he's powering for this mid-game push here, this roach push, and it's good timing because the Blinks, I think Blink Stalkers are sitting right at the edge of his main, which is actually, it's a pretty long ways to run all the way around, so I think TT1's going to be doing some damage. He might be able to snipe a building here.
Yeah, TT1 just like sends his Stalker straight into the main. Of course, the Observer's going to spot it, but Dimaga's so smart. Already has roaches in position if TT1 wants to blink out, but he just blinks into the natural, or into the mineral line. Okay, so he's going to recall.
Oh, there's a recall, yep. And that's kind of what I was referring to, before. It's just like, just kind of get in there with Blink Stalker, and it's kind of old QB Cocky style, but you don't have to wait as long anymore because the mother core, the mothership core just you can get the mothership core so early now, so it's kind of cool. All right, so see how many drones TT1 killed. He only killed 5 drones there. It wasn't as many as I thought. So it wasn't very much damage, quite honestly.
Dimaga is 62 drones, so he's kind of playing a little bit of a low econ aggression here with the roach link composition. Just making more roaches behind it. Supply count, Dimaga is pretty much maxed compared to 131 of TT1. TT1 is just trying to take a third, which is kind of what he has to do, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can defend this. If he can, I think he's going to have an advantage. But if Dimaga just gets a nice surface around against the army of TT1, it might be a little bit of trouble.
All right, spreading out. This is the classic Dimaga spread if you know Dimaga. Right before he goes in. Here we go.
All right, so Dimaga, nice force fields being placed there by TT1. Blinking back, Dimaga trying to find some kind of area to go in between the force fields. TT1 has a really, really good positioning in that left corner near the third, and he's actually doing a lot of damage. These Immortals are actually running through all these roaches, but in the production tab, Dimaga just making more roaches, 19 additional roaches in production. But I think TT1 just defended really, really nicely, and look at the supply count. It's very, very much, evened up so far.
Yeah, that mothership was firing the whole time too, so that's kind of cool. Didn't seem like it was doing much damage though.
It was like tickling the roaches.
Yeah, it seemed like it at least, but yeah, it was a great hold by TT1 there. Yeah, 1 kill and a lot of
good job, Mothership Core.
A lot of scratches on a bunch of roaches. Yeah, but this type of play by Dimaga is very all-in-ish. I mean, he is taking a fourth here, but his tech is so far behind that he almost has to continue doing this. I wouldn't be surprised I'm kind of surprised he didn't add on like a Hydra Den and just go all out with the Roach Hydra.
I mean, do you think it's a better option to commit to this since you already started to do it from the get-go, or is it better to back up, take a fourth, and try to make some units or some drones?
Given that he did so, I mean, his trade was so bad in the last battle, you're kind of forced to build units, right? Because a counterattack's gonna kill you anyways. So I don't know. I feel like you should build some units and then just hope that he's waiting for another attack. I mean, you can take both approaches. I know some folks that believe in the opposite. Just hopefully just take a giant shortcut and hope that he doesn't attack you. All right, well, it's a good game by TT1 there. So TT1 is up 2-1 against mTwDimaga in this best of 5 series. And again, what we're doing, guys, is this is kind of a practice best of 5. And after the series, we're gonna have them come on and talk about the games and talk about Heart of the Swarm some. What do you think of that last one, buddy?
Pretty standard Wings of Liberty, in my opinion, other than the Mothership Core being built, which kind of isn't in Wings of Liberty. But TT1 just basically tried to do some aggression. Dimaga scouted it, and I felt like Dimaga from the get-go was telling himself, okay, I'm going to go for this 3-base Roach Slaying timing. And TT1 kind of pulled back, got Blink, tried to take a third, and the thing that was so key in that engagement for TT1 is that little area he was attacking into. He kind of had superior positioning to Dimaga. Force fields went up. Dimaga had a load of roaches, but Dimaga just his economy wasn't so well, so he couldn't really follow up and go into infestors or anything like that. So TT1 held off, counterattacked, and it was pretty much over.
Which map should I pick here? I'm not even sure which ones are the new ones here. I mean, the ones that are typically played in 1v1.
Let me see.
Is Kaidaran Depths one of them?
Let's do, hold on. Core Hall City is so bad. It's like a 2v2 map. I think Star Station would be a good map.
Star Station? Alright, let's do Star Station.
That's a ladder map.
Alright, let's do it.
So 2-1 in the favor of TT1. Nice.
Very nice.
I guess we're predicting a little bit wrong, Chanman.
Hey, it's not over yet.
I should have been on TT1's side.
It's not over yet, man. Dimaga's just saving his metagame for the end.
For the last game.
Saving a strategy that's going to give him 2 wins in a row.
Swarm hosts.
Yeah, exactly. Some strategy that's going to give him 2 wins in a row, like really quickly.
7 pool.
TLO was doing that for a while. I was watching.
Yeah, I was looking at his tweets. He's like beating people on ladder with 7 pool. So fun.
Yeah, man, 7 pool is not easy to hold, or at least not easy to recover from if you're not crazy used to it.
Here we are, game number 4 between Dimaga and TT1. The map is going to be on Star Station. TT1 leads 2-1. But I have a feeling Dimaga's going to come back in this game. And my feeling should be right. But let's introduce our players, guys.
Should be right.
We have in the upper left position, spawning in as the blue Protoss player for the team Root Gaming, we have TT1. And in the upper right side, we have the blue Zerg player, mTwDimaga.
We have the red Zerg player, right?
Did I say blue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's red.
It's all good.
He's purple.
He's he's a mixture.
He's red.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's see.
Oh god, close positions, Chanman.
Oh, is it?
I have a feeling it's going to be a 2-base timing from someone. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's close positions.
I hope it's not, but I mean, so many 2-base timings are done with these positions on this map.
Speaking of Steps of War.
Yeah. No. Hey guys, welcome to Steps of War. This actually is not. Exactly. This is not Star Station. This is Steps of War, HoTS version. But yeah,
well,
curious.
At least that tower will be scouting anything coming.
Yeah, they'll see what's going on.
They'll see what's coming.
It's not like the other side, like completely on the other side of the map.
Yeah. All right, let's see what Dimaga does here. And
Nothing.
TT1 being annoying with that harassment of the mineral lines that were, I don't know, kind of was made famous by Huck like a long time ago. You don't see that often anymore.
It's good. I mean, some people try to be like, hey, look at my multitasking. You're not gonna kill my probe. and then it dies. But some people are good at saving their probe. TT1 looks like he's pretty good at keeping the probe alive.
Yeah.
But Dimaga is not falling for anything. He knows that the probe is there. It's going to be very hard to expand. So he's just going to go into a spawning pool and try to expand with that. So nothing, nothing too risky coming out from Dimaga. TT1, meanwhile, just expanding on his own, going for a super quick nexus. I don't want to say this is a questionable decision from TT1, but he knows that Dimaga is close positions, and it's very, very hard to get away with a quick nexus in these positions. So, okay, TT1's getting a quick forge as well, so I think he should be fine.
Hi from Wings of Liberty. I'm not sure that reference. Yeah, if Dimaga would have built 6 lings here, then it could have been dangerous for TT1. Actually, you know what? The gap is really small. He could have blocked easily with. What? Thanks for XP.
Expansion, I guess.
Oh,
I guess he didn't block it.
Oh.
Maybe. There's a reason.
There's a reason
God.
for what? Oh God.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop reading.
Oh,
the
he's
text.
talking about. Okay, he's talking about a third. So Dimaga was talking about. I guess.
Close position.
Yeah. Just.
TT1's like, alright, I'm gonna 2-base all in you. Get ready. But yeah, Dimaga's just taking a third. Has he grabbed gas? No kind of gas yet coming out from Dima. TT1's expansion's done. Getting some gas at the main base, and I do have a feeling that TT1 in fact is gonna go for some kind of 2-base timing. I mean, if he can take, where does he take a third? He can take it towards that bottom side, but if Dimaga decides to go for roaches and lings, that's going to die. He obviously cannot take it towards the 12 o'clock position because he's just expanding towards his opponent's bases. So
I think TT1's just trying to fake him out, man. He's like, 2-base timing, I'm going to take a quick third.
Maybe. We'll see. Takes like a third and a fourth.
Exactly. It'd be so hard to do because like Dimaga's reaction to this is he's going to build units quicker. So either way, right? TT1 is better off doing a push than taking a third because that third's just going to be completely naked without if Dimaga has a ton of lings and roaches impending.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dimaga's still droning here. TT1 getting his
Double gas.
his third and fourth gas. Okay, but the Overlord's just sitting there. You can see everything.
Yeah.
He knows those 2 gases aren't his first because they're so late. So he knows that these are his third and fourth. So third and fourth. What does that mean? 4 gases. So it usually means that he's teching to either Robo or it's going to be a Dark Templar type of play.
I mean, that previous game, which was game 2, when he went for the 2-base timing, he did grab the third and fourth gas.
Okay.
This is when he made the Immortals and Sentries, if you don't remember the game. But
yeah. So it was definitely a robotics play. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be similar to that game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a robotics facility early on.
Yep.
Double gases can be good just to throw your opponent off because you're not really going to think he's going to all-in you, but he might all-in you. If there was like only 2 gases, then it's very obvious he's going to go for a 2-base timing.
Mm-hmm.
So TT1, yeah, just adding some gateways back home. 3 additional gateways, +1 is on its way.
Mm-hmm.
Dimaga getting his speed, getting some drones. So yeah, this is maybe a pressure into a strong timing from TT1.
Yeah, looks like a 4-gate pressure. 4-gate pressure into I don't know, probably a third. Quite honestly, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he adds on some more gateways or throws down the robotics bay here.
Robotics facility on its way for TT1.
There it is.
Your call, man. You were
All right,
correct.
so let's see what Dimaga's going to do. I mean, honestly, even if it's even with it being close to positions, the current meta game is to the point where Zergs have completely figured out these timings, so they know when to stop droning and when it's time to just mass produce units, and that's what Dimaga's doing. He's just mass producing lings here, and the role the lings play is when the pretty much you have to just threaten counters over and over to delay. It's like really important in ZVP is to really understand the art of delaying, and the lings just they're not even meant to commit. They're just meant to threaten, just running in and keeping that Protoss army at home when it tries to move out, right? So that the Zerg can get maybe 2 or 3 more larva injects and rounds of larva, rounds of units. So nope, there's a third. So he's going to be harassing this, which is great for Dimaga here. Let's see if he gets any force fields down here. All right.
Okay, so TT1 going for the very fast third. Now Dimaga taking a fourth, as well as 32 lings in production.
Yeah.
And all TT1 has is sentries. So if these lings can attack into the sentries, it's going to be very, very tough for TT1 to defend.
Yep.
And there's some more lings coming, and I don't know, man. This is going to be really hard for TT1. He's going to try to get into the bank and the angle. Force field's going down.
It's wasting,
I think,
wasting force fields. Such an open area. It's very hard for him to take that third, but he's doing a good job. I mean, he's doing a valiant job of that third base is almost done, and he's been hugging that wall, which is really smart. And his Zell account's going to get to the point where he can stop this.
Yeah. There's swarm hosts on the map, though. I think Dimaga made like 4 or 5.
Oh, there we go. Okay, this is going to be cool. Let's see some. How are the swarm units,
does
Dimaga?
have any detection? No, it doesn't. Does he have an observer? Okay, he does. I was going to say.
Yeah, he had the robo, so he can chrono observer really quickly.
Yeah. Let's see what Dimaga does with this. I mean, I don't think he's overcommitting because he has the fourth. But
oh man, TT1's in some trouble here, I think, because
he's
now
telling himself, "All right, Dimaga."
Dimaga could actually run into his base if he wanted to right now.
Yeah.
So that he's just gonna try to zone out the just zone him out, and this is kind of what the role the swarm hosts play for Zerg. You know, Zerg's never had a type of positioning territorial type of unit and anything that can just hold territory, and that's what the swarm host is, and he really gives the Zerg the ability to counterattack and move around the map while these guys just keep the army at bay here.
And the thing is, TT1 doesn't know if Dimaga's droning behind it or if he's making more units. Dimaga obviously is just making more stuff, but look at the surround that's going to happen right now for Dimaga. These locusts as well, just going to be able to run straight into it. But TT1's force fields are really nicely placed. He might actually just defend against us, focusing down the swarm hosts. Beautiful play by TT1. You absolutely have to do this, and there goes the push from Dimaga.
Yeah, you know what was smart of TT1 is he timed it so that the locusts were like attacking the natural, and then that's when he went in and killed the locusts, because there's a timer on those locusts, right? It's like a 10-second timer or 12-second timer, and those locusts were just naked for like 12 seconds. Those swarm hosts were naked for 12 seconds there. So okay.
Yeah, and
Dimaga's got a lot of swarm hosts in the middle of the map, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But TT1 is getting Colossi, and that's kind of the counter to swarm hosts, and you have detection, of course. So if TT1 can get maybe like 2 or 3 Colossi on the map and go for a push, I don't think that the swarm host link composition would be really good from Dimaga, but he's just making more swarm hosts, more Zerglings. TT1 sees everything that's going on with the observer.
Yep.
And if he can just hold on for enough time, he's going to be in a great position.
Dimaga needs to go to Hive Tech right now, get himself a Viper, and he'd be fine. But he doesn't have an infestation pit yet, I don't believe. Yeah, so he's going to be sitting on swarm host Ling for quite some time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going Spire. Wow, okay. So he's going to try to deal with it with Corruptors, I guess.
Maybe he's going to think about going Corruptors. That's the only reasoning I see for the Spire.
Think he'll go Muta?
Yeah,
You think he'll go Muta?
I don't think he's going to go Muta at this point, because he's playing against a lot of Stalkers and he knows exactly what's going on. But he might be going Corruptors to take care of these Colossi. Has he scouted like a robotics bay or anything? He hasn't, but I think he saw a few Colossi on the map, so he knows what's up.
Yeah.
And here comes the push from TT1. TT1 actually has a supply advantage, as well as, does he have an upgrade advantage? Yes, he does. 2-0 for TT1, 1-0 for Dimaga. But the swarm hosts are placed really nicely. A few Colossi might even caught out of position. Looks like Dimaga trying to focus down the Colossus with the locusts.
Yeah.
But that's a scary army from TT1. He's going to blink forward, focusing down the locusts. Dimaga, not the best blink from TT1. Getting a lot of damage in from the Lings is going to be Dimaga, but TT1 reinforcing with more Colossi. And you know what? I'm going to give it up for Dimaga. He's actually defending really nicely against this.
Yeah, I mean, there's an art. You know what? Yeah, there's a real art to the lifespan of the locusts. Like, if you notice, like the locusts were running around chasing TT1, and it worked out that the locusts just, the timer just ran out right when TT1 was coming into the other locust. So like a new set of locusts came out right at that point. So that was kind of cool. I mean, that saved Dimaga, I think. Just 32 locusts came out at the right time. There we go again.
All right, so TT1 trying to come in from another angle into the fourth of Dimaga. Dimaga very much on top of this. Immediately lifts up his swarm host, sends it to the expansion. And TT1 kind of trying to find an angle of engagement, but Dimaga is just doing a fantastic job of scouting it out. And the longer this game goes, I feel like TT1, you know, once Corruptors are on the map, we see 6 Corruptors are in production right now from Dimaga. These Colossi might not be able to do as much damage as they will be.
Well, Dimaga's just continuing building Swarm Hosts and Corruptors here. And I think he's just trying to build like his own army of Locusts on both sides of that. Oh man, look how many does he have now? Holy smokes, he got 20 Swarm Hosts. So
20 Swarm Hosts.
20 Swarm Hosts, that's
great.
40 Locusts, right, that are on the map. 40 extra guys running around the map.
Ooh, okay.
He's gonna snipe this. He's gonna snipe this.
All right, yeah. TT1 is. I think he's gonna be able to kill this expansion.
Yeah, he's just abusing his mobility right at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna die, but.
Oh, Dimaga's just losing all those
things.
lings.
Holy crap! Look at those locusts, man. That's
There's a lot of locusts, and they do a lot of damage too.
They do a lot. Yeah, what is it like?
Look at that.
13 or 12 damage?
Yeah, I mean that's like unupgraded.
16 damage.
Yeah, they have
with
+2, so they're as strong as a roach, but they fire faster than roaches. So.
Gosh, that's like the new roach for Zerg. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I can kind of see like maybe Zergs ending up like creating the locust, and then they just pick up the swarm host and move them back a little bit, or some, you know, move them somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like use the speed of the swarm host to reposition the next batch. Okay, look, God, how many is that? That is like, there's 2 pages of them. So that's
yeah. That's how much it is. That's enough to say.
Yeah, but you know, again, TT1's doing a good job of using his mobility against those. Oh, it looks like Dimaga's just going in. He's going to be attacking TT1's base here. It's like it's smart.
TT1 is just going around again, trying to kill the expansions from Dimaga. But Dimaga is just going to counterattack. You said it. Moving in with the Locust, or with the Swarm Host, the Locust, the Lings, Corruptors. And TT1, does he go back? What can you really do? He's going to just kill it.
Go back
probably,
here.
Yeah, this is probably going to be another base trade situation.
This looks like 12 spines coming up, but it looks like about half of them might die before they actually finish. Oh, so close. That could have been huge for Dimaga. He might have taken out maybe 10 to 12 units there if they would have finished. But it's going to be really close. I think this favors the Protoss, quite honestly. The Protoss units are just much faster, and
yeah, it's all going to come down to Dimaga trying to get rid of these Colossi. If he can go ahead and get some nice snipes with the Corruptors, I feel like the Locust Link composition would be able to deal with these Stalkers. But again, it's going to be very, very tough for Dimaga to kind of just attack into this. It looks like TT1 going to go ahead and kill the natural of Dimaga. Meanwhile, Dimaga is just killing the natural of TT1. Supply count in the favor of TT1. Upgrades as well are in the favor of the Protoss. And yeah, it's just going to come down to the engagement as Dimaga just like spamming hatcheries here towards TT1's expansions.
Well, Dimaga's got the bigger bank here. But
10 Corruptors as well. So he's going to have a lot of Corruptors on the map. He's going to have like 20 Corruptors very soon. And that might be enough.
Yeah, you know, honestly, all Dimaga has to do is kill those observers. And he's golden, actually. So if he could just convert a few Overseers and just snipe those observers, I mean, nothing's killing those Hormos.
I don't think he has a layer to make Overseers.
Oh, no, he has, he has one. So
okay.
He has one.
Okay, so there's actually just some Lings attacking into the main. Looks like TT1 actually
he recalled. Oh, that's so smart. Oh, no, that could be.
Yeah,
that could be the game winning.
I think that's going to be the game changer right there.
Oh, that was such a huge play by TT1.
But look at the center of the map, man. Look at these Swarmos and the Locusts. They're hanging out.
He's got a bunch of High Templars now too. That's just going to be. I think that's going to be it for Dimaga here, because the Locust will just be stormed here, and then there's going to be that timing where there's just no Locusts. Storm them, TT1, storm them. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really have any kind of supporting units here with the Locusts. They can go ahead and spawn forever, and the Corruptors should be able to deal with some of the Colossus, but Storm, Stalkers, and Colossus against this, it should easily be in the favor of the Protoss. So,
yeah. But you know, TT1 doesn't have a robotics bay, so again, I mean, he's got 3 observers. Those observers die, then in great shape here. But Dimaga's doing a good job of just holding out, just doing as little damage, taking out 1 or 2 Stalkers every time the Locusts pop out. and just waiting on those locusts.
Yeah,
There you go, here
TT1
they go.
is just attacking with the Death Army pretty much. Colossi Stalkers blinking forward. Locust getting stormed on. Dimaga falling down to
nice.
112 supply, but interestingly enough, TT1 losing a lot of supply as well.
You
And
get the observers?
dude, the Colossi are gonna
Oh,
die. Locusts are still gonna continue to spawn.
No, they're dying too.
Okay,
If
yeah,
he would have
they're gonna
gotten
get
that
focused
one,
now.
there's an observer right there. Oh,
Yeah.
if Dimaga would have
that's-
gotten that, he would have crushed that army. Actually not now. Okay, so now the observer's right there. Oh, it's so close. To Dimaga there. That should be it for.
You can just blink, yeah. So
Yeah,
TT1
should
just
be
blinking
it.
forward, has detection, kills the last few of the swarm hosts.
That was a pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really
Game
was
there.
really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should-
Dimaga was just trying to kill the observers, and that's kind of what he had to do. But I think TT1 just had way too much.
Well, I mean, I don't think he was. I think he, didn't realize it. Maybe he realized it later and killed two of them. But if he would have killed all three, then he just crushes that army. TT1 has to run, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But all right, good game. Let's get them back on Skype here.
So 3-1, TT1 wins in this best of 5. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, definitely. He played really well, and obviously showed us quite a few of the Heart of the Swarm units, and
That
Protoss
recall.
ain't bad, man. Protoss is not bad in Heart of the Swarm, guys.
Oh, God.
Opposite of what
Okay,
everybody
Protoss is overpowered, guys. Protoss is too strong.
Dude, that recall is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
definitely gonna talk about that
You
recall.
you gotta say that. That was pretty devastating.
Oh my God.
Be right back. 1 second.
All right, let's talk to these guys. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to have them talk a little bit about just the series, and hopefully we'll start up one of the replays and have them walk through it a little bit. And I don't know, maybe we'll just talk through the series. We don't have to go through the replays as much, and then we'll get some questions. And I know you guys, I know the viewers probably want to ask Dimaga, TT1, and maybe promise myself some questions, but. I'll save some time for that. If you guys want to call in for Q&A, which will start in about, 10 minutes or so, start adding me on Skype. My Skype ID is ChanmanV, and I will pull you into the call, so you don't have to actually call me whenever time comes, and I'll add you to my contact list and pull you in, okay? All right, if you don't have Skype, go ahead and type it in the stream chat. My stream chat has been really bad on my my other machine here, so I'm going to have to load up the browser on this machine. I don't know why the stream chat just doesn't refresh. So I probably haven't seen like a lot of what you guys have been saying this whole time.
I'm back.
Hey guys,
Yeah, me too. Hey.
Protoss OP, man. What's going
Yeah.
on with that, man?
Come on,
A lot of you
Protoss
guys have been
OP.
saying.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
fuck that shit.
I mean, Jesus, that recall was ridiculous. Protoss OP, man. Oh, what's going
Yeah,
on?
that's-
Oh, jeez.
That was really cool.
Dude, it's so funny because like I was watching the mothership core just make its way all the way to the main, and I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. This is absolutely not gonna work. And then all of a sudden he recalls like his whole army.
Yeah, because you have
Oh
to
my
defend
God.
2 positions. It's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see this as well, but then I like.
But what
just
can
miss,
you
like-
do?
I know, it's like your queen gonna go and shoot that thing off of creep. I mean, I don't know what you can really do against that.
And
that-
also,
Yeah,
I can purify it, so you can take out
Mhm.
queens.
yeah,
Yeah, but you have not enough energy then, so.
Really? Oh, I don't
you have
know.
to do one or the other, right? I don't think you have enough energy for both, but yeah. So talk to us a little bit about it. I mean, any kind of I don't know, epiphanies or big points to talk about. I guess with the HoTS units, or just how it affects the matchup. I mean, because a lot of it was still similar, right? I mean, the one game in the middle was pretty textbook Wings of Liberty. I feel like, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, Protoss, I don't think you're going to see much change unless they're going to go for like a Tempest style. So our unit composition is going to be the same, but we're going to just, abuse, what's it called, Recall or maybe Oracle. Oracle, I'm not even sure because it's very expensive.
Mhm.
And if you're playing against Zergs with good multitask, they can negate it pretty easily just by attacking Whittlings and stuff like that. And then it delays your tech, upgrades, your third is late, so it's hard to defend timings and stuff like that. So I'm not sure about Oracles yet, but if
I
you
think,
combine it with maybe airplay and try to like turtle take a third base, it could be okay. But I think like if you go Oracle into ground, third base, it's very hard to defend like Roach Allens and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think Oracle is like have really less HP. Like 100 HP is like really low.
It's like an observer, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is really hard. That's my opinion. And also, this is very expensive, so I agree with Payam. Yeah,
It
I
has
think
big
Oracle.
range though.
Go ahead.
The range for Entombed, it's pretty big.
It is.
So-
It's
It's hard to like go around whatever, like if you have Sport, something like that. But yeah, I agree with you.
so. I mean, what do you think about Tempest? I mean, that first game was pretty much an example of, Air Universe. Really just the Protoss just going straight air and Zerg just going mass corruptors and really just shutting that down. I mean, do you think you could have done something better in retrospect? In that game, like, get something earlier there, or do you think it's just not great going all air like that?
You want to go first, Dima, or me?
No, I can go first. I think, like as I said before in the beginning of our show, this is a really, really powerful style of play. This is like kind of really annoying because you need to like always turtle and other stuff, but it's really powerful if you making everything right. Like you done the first game was really good everything, but just miss Vortex. It was kind of like really sad.
Yeah, that's why after you said that, I thought about. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot Vortex. You're right.
Yeah, and after that you can also add like you need to make like +3 weapon upgrade for attack, of course, a ground army, and maybe some war prism harass, because probably you will have kind of enough minerals for harass with zealots.
Yeah,
And my army is like really slow. If you have especially swarm host in that situation, this is really horrible. That's why I was making only like 2 swarm hosts in the beginning, and after I didn't make swarm hosts at all, so I make just corruptor rulers composition and some infestors. So I was kind of lucky with that first, of course, a move attack on your corrupt, on your tempest.
Yeah, when I lost the Tempest. But the thing about you said War Prism, the reason why I don't do that is because Zergs, like if they do Zergling infestors and corruptor timing on like one of your expansions and they go mass infested Terran, they can break it pretty easily. So I try to, instead of dumping minerals into Zealot, I dump it into cannons just to be more safe.
Yeah, cannon
And
is
then
good,
you-
but I mean not timing, just in like, but when you have a lot of minerals, a lot of economy, you can do it. You just need maybe a little bit more multitasking. This is maybe hard, but this is really good because my army is really slow, so I need a lot of spine crawlers in each base. And when zealots become like +3 ground weapon and maybe charge, then it's very hard to stop it.
Yeah.
But because all your army is like really
Mobile.
gas heavy,
Yeah.
gas heavy, so you can spend in future like with harass with zealots.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard overall. It's very hard.
The thing with this
like-
style though, like I don't make a lot of probes because it's so high. The Tempest. It's so high supply. So
Yeah.
like I cut probes and I don't have too many minerals. And then like say if I start doing War Prism harass, then I can max out as fast. And if I can max out too fast, then like my expos they die to timings and stuff like that. So that's the reason why. But once you're 200, then yeah, of course, you can start.
I was talking about like 200.
But
when
the
you have
problem for
enough
me is getting to 200. That's like the best map for Tempest because I have 4 free expansions. On other maps, it's really hard to like have enough expos.
Maybe you're right.
What do you
And
like
you s-
about the what do you like about the Tempest? I mean, is it just purely the range? I mean, because they fire so slow.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
this is purely the range, in my opinion.
It's
also,
not
damage
splash. Is it
like a
splash?
lot.
Is it
Yeah,
splash
not
damage? Oh.
splash. No. If it
No,
was
it's not,
splash,
right?
it was fucking crazy. Like a lot of people said, like it's really low DPS. Yeah, DPS is low, but you don't need DPS for Tempest. You just need this range and damage. But they have damage, like one-shot damage. They have like when you have +3 air weapon, you have like 39, almost 40 damage. This is like kind of big damage overall.
Yeah, but it's impossible to have range. How am I gonna have range? You have Corruptors and Overseer. You just fly it around and pick off Observers. How am I going to get 22 range? It's so easy for Zerg to snipe Observers. The only way you can get Vision is with Oracle. And that's if you do 24/7 Revelation.
Also, if it's ground, you can send like one Zealot to sacrifice. But
I think like the best position to be in with Tempest is when you have the Watchtower. Then you have free vision. And then you camp with Cannon and Templar on the Watchtower.
Yeah, this is true. This is like the main point. Yeah, on this map you can do it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is really, really true.
The fight in PvZ when you have Tempest is over map vision. If you snipe my Observers, then like they're very useless and they're low DPS. So like if you go with Mass Infestor, Corruptor, I think I'm not even sure yet because I didn't have a good 200 battle yet with Mass Tempest, Storm, Archon, Mothership against Zerg 200. But I think it should be pretty close. I'm not sure who would win.
I have already like 2 fights and I lose 2 fights. One against some Koreans at the early beta, then I see this like the first, but I have a lot of swarm hosts because like I was standard using and then like see this and he has also this map was, so he has everything and I'll just lose him. Like we almost I was mined out all gas and I have like 9k minerals, but I can do nothing because I
no gas.
Gas, yeah. And next lose I have to White-Ra yesterday, almost kind of the same, but he used like ground units and then he transferred to Tempest.
Yeah,
very good.
That's something I want to talk about. Like I've been watching a lot of White-Ra stream, and what I see him do is go for a very quick +1 4-gate Zealot harass, which is kind of what it was in Wings of Liberty. And then he transitions really quickly into Stargate Oracle, and then double Stargate into Tempest.
Did you see his... Sorry, go ahead.
Really?
But
that's
sword base very fast.
Very
like,
fast base.
With me yesterday, it was Korhal City map, and like he make like I don't remember, but he was making like kind of the same, like 4-gate or 5-gate, but with War Prism harassment and Zealots. And this the same time he takes his sword base and going to Colossus very fast after this. So I was like sacrifice. I was trying to kill his sword base, and of course I lose all my roaches and links. And after that we start playing like normally, but he has advantage already. And after that he just go like Death Ball and plus Tempest.
Yeah, I think like the best way, in my opinion, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, for TT1, is if you're going to go Tempest, I feel like the only way you can actually get there to the 200 army is if you do some kind of economic damage to the Zerg. So like 4-gate +1 Zealots, even Oracles, things like that are good harassment tools. But I feel that if a Zerg hits a timing with Corruptors before you're able to get a good amount of Tempests on the map, then it becomes really hard. So the question is, are Tempests viable early game, or are they more of a late game composition?
I think it's late game for sure.
Yeah, but in that game against Dimaga, I think I would have held if I vortexed. So I don't know if that would be like the best.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that game. That's really sad for me because I wanted to see like what would happen if I vortexed that game. But Dimaga had a lot of exp. I remember when he was killing my Phoenixes, I scouted and he had like 6 expansions. I was like, what the fuck? He exploded so
he just
fast.
like mass
I was shocked. Yeah, and I didn't care about my. I don't want to say I didn't care, but I didn't really care about my Phoenixes that much. I wanted to maybe do a bit more harass, but like at a certain point, the early game Phoenixes is just in case if he goes Miras, and then after that, you know, it's like.
Yeah, but even in late, Phoenixes is pretty good because like they take a lot of
waste of supply. Each Phoenix is 1 High Templar.
Yeah, of course. In like when you have 200,
yeah.
Of course. But even in like when I attack you, if you have that Phoenixes, I need like kill still like micro your Tempest and then kill Phoenixes. So if I didn't do it, I like waste a lot of time because of kill Phoenixes.
Yeah. It's true. But did you see the what's it called? Did you watch NVIDIA Cup today when Destiny played against White-Ra?
I saw it.
I did saw it. I was streaming.
Yeah, so White-Ra did exact same composition, and then he went for Tempest in the late game. And Destiny's forward base was really, really, really late. But then he just got Mass Broodlords, Corruptor, and Fester, and he killed the army with Tempests.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good because like, I was thinking what you can do. So like wall like Wings Liberty composition, like Broodlords, Corruptors, and Infestors, it can be possible.
Yeah.
Maybe in some timings, like as you said.
It was 200 battle, but I just looked at White Raw's army, and he had like maybe 20 units total, just because of the Tempest. He had like 3 Tempests.
Yeah, there's not much wall in the
there was
front.
no meat to the army. And then like Destiny came and it just like, he just crushed his army.
Because he has like a lot of ground units, and then he has no Tempest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like if you mass Tempests and you lose them, you're down to like 50 supply.
Yeah, I mean it's like going carrier. It's just
true.
Carrier. I think is better, but
he lost the army at his natural, and then it was 200 versus 100 supply, and White Raw had 4K in bank. But there's no way to remax. You don't have time.
Yeah,
and then all production dies, so it was a tough position for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's only there can like lose like all limit and then make like one more limit easily.
Exactly. Let's talk about the recall, like on the mothership, because I feel like Protoss can easily integrate that in the Wings of Liberty meta. Which you kind of did, right? I mean, you pretty much pressured the third and then worked right into its main. So
it's a free like strategic path. Like instead of you can do the 2 base immortal, but now you're not committed at one location. While you're pressuring a base, you can just send it to another base, and if like he overcommits to one position, or if you have like a bad attack, you can recall and destroy another base.
Yeah, but I was thinking like like that game that I lose, like 2 games, I was making like her Stefano style, a lot of roaches, like roach link only. But I think if I have even Swarm Host, you still can recall, because Swarm Host is like position only at one position.
Yeah, it totally is. I mean,
do you have time against 2 base immortal all in?
I'm not sure. I didn't know, so
that'd be close.
I didn't try it. But I think if you stay like only maybe I don't know.
It'd be pretty tough. You might be able to with your Ling, like your early Lings, and trying to get there with the gas.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit timing. But I don't have an upgrade on Lacus for times, so they will live 15 seconds. So it's like really tough as well without this upgrade.
And imagine, Dima, like say I'm attacking your 3rd base, you have to defend that position with your Stormhost, and then I just recall your main base.
Yeah, exactly what I
Well, I mean, let's not even talk about where you flew the mothership core there. I mean, even if it's not, let's say if it's just back at your home, you still have an easy sniping. Like, just send your stuff there, snipe it, and just leave.
Yeah, that's more standard play. Yeah, if
and
you
that's
just
like
force shield and snipe and go out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like looking at Wings of Liberty. When the Zerg loses that 3rd base or any base in that scenario, they're so far behind. I mean,
but I'm not sure in this position because like. Then I'm gonna be 2 base gateway units immortals, and he's on Swarmhost tech. So
that's
say
kind of
just
an all-in, right?
Yeah. So say he just starts massing Swarmhost. I don't have enough DPS to kill the Swarmhost, but I'm not sure even in that situation if that's if I would die to it or not. But I think it would be like problematic. I think, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, the swarm hosts were cool. Like that last game, like Dimaga, you using a ton of swarm hosts, right? It was kind of cool to see really how important the life of the locust kind of plays in to just actually when you attacked TT1. Like there were a few situations where I felt like, I'm not sure if you did it on purpose, but it definitely worked out where it was just like you had the locust chasing from one direction and they were still alive, and then the swarm hosts were like naked, right? Like by themselves.
that was the first battle with the Zergling swarm host. That was very key.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, that it plays that way, because that's what everybody does. They just like batch all the locusts and just send them at them, right? And I'm not sure that's the right. I mean, maybe we have to split some of the locusts too sometimes, because those they just die really easily when you just run around like that. It's that's kind of.
I think in last game I make it was of course key when you kill all these farm hosts. Then I was fell behind, but after I came back and it was really good. If I just not go base straight, just still waiting and add like few infestors and just go take 4 and 5 base, then it will be like I can still convince that game. Probably.
If you go, the only thing I wanted to say, if you go, I got lucky that game, because if you go infestors. My army composition, I can't do shit with it against Stormhost, Corruptor. In fact, we had this type of game on Halloween Peak. You remember, Dima?
Yeah,
like
I remember.
The first, second, or third game we played. Like I had the same composition with Colossus, High Templar, and he just because he had infestors, I couldn't do anything. And then he just kept picking off my observers with Corruptors. So I think, and with my composition, what I went for, if he has infestors, then I think it's pretty much game over. In that situation, I think I need Mothership. But
Yeah, it was really close to begin with. I mean, you were literally one observer from killing his army, because like your Swarmos, there's nothing to kill his Swarmos after the observers are dead. So, and then that warp. When did that Mother Core come out? I didn't even know there was a Mother Core in the base until you recalled.
I always make it pretty early.
He just like makes it and sends it, and then hopes for the best that it doesn't get killed.
Yeah.
And then if it's there, just recall.
No, well, in the last game, I just kept it on my base.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't
that.
realize it was there because that was huge too.
And also, I think like when you mutating from Mothership Core to Mothership, if your Mothership Core has like full energy, then your Mothership become like with double vortex instantly.
200 right off.
Oh, is that right?
Right away.
Oh, so it charges the energy for it too. Wow.
I think
that's
it's good. I think
crazy.
they're gonna nerf that.
That's
Maybe,
crazy.
but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like work right now, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you
it's
should
really
absolutely
strong.
use it if it's whatever the game allows you to do right now, you should be using. Like to some extent. Yeah, so
Of
it's
course.
but all right, guys. So you want to take some questions from the viewers? Is that cool?
Sure.
Let's see.
Of course.
Well, actually, nobody's added me yet. My Skype's been weird lately. Like whenever people add me in the contacts, I don't get them for another hour. So guys, if you guys have a question for me, go ahead and message me on Skype. My Skype ID is ChanmanV, and you can ask TT1 and Dimaga any question or promise, any questions you want. It doesn't have to be about Heart of the Swarm necessarily, but just go ahead and message it. You can ask in the stream chat too if you guys don't have Skype, and we'll try to answer it. We'll take maybe 4 or 5 questions, and then we'll call it a day. But so I had a question for you, Dima. Has there been any scenario in ZVP where you've built a Viper?
Yeah, I think even in this scenario, building a Viper or against Tempest is kind of cool. You just build like 2 or 3 Vipers just to, how it's called, to I don't remember
The
this.
Cloud or whatever the
Not Cloud, second one.
Oh, the Abduct. The pool?
To adapt some units like Tempest. This can be really good because you have like Corruptor and Viper, and then you just adopt Colossus.
You just pull it and kill it with the corruptors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So if you have
Mothership
like
too. Yeah, Mothership too.
or Mothership, yeah, this is also true. So I just like lately I just forgot to add it. Edit.
I see. Yeah, that's probably the one unit we didn't see, but yeah, I was just curious about that. Everybody's so quiet today. What's going on, man? Is my chat not refreshing or something? Shoot. Type in your questions again. Do you guys see? Are you guys on the stream chat?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, I
open
was
it up
just curious
right
about
now.
that.
Everybody's
I
so
can hear
quiet.
myself. Sorry about that. I just refreshed the dashboard there. Let me mute that. So what do you guys think about Terran? Do I have to even ask?
For Zerg, I don't know. Well, Zerg, I think Blinding Cloud is a bit too strong against Terran. If they're going mech, maybe they should nerf that a bit. But I don't think Warhounds. Is Warhounds too strong against Zerg? Against Protoss, you're really strong, but I don't know against Zerg.
I guess there it's kind of it depends like on some situations. After nerf, I think it's okay, but still overall, like when he's going mech, yeah, maybe you're right about this cloud because I didn't use it. I don't know why.
Versus tank, you can't. It's hard to. You can't attack anymore.
Yeah, I know, but this cloud is like 1.5. It's like so small, and it's like 100 energy. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe on siege tank, this
on
must
siege
work
tanks.
really. Exactly, yeah, it must
Yeah,
work.
siege
I
tank
think
is
about it
really
like
good.
already 3 days, but I didn't try it.
It's like Disruption Web from StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
It's incredible, actually. Even works on planetary fortresses. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and overall, I don't know. It's still kind of the same for me. I just used to play a lot of roaches lately because like Link doesn't work anymore. Like
I think, yeah. I was just going to say that, like, a lot of ZVTs that I've watched, I've seen a lot of people just open up Roach against Terran because I feel like Roaches, not alone, but I think Roaches are just overall a good way of being defensive against whatever Terran does. And even transitioning into Vipers once you see, like, a bio push with Siege Tanks and Marines, that can be really good.
The Undertaker. Okay, we got a caller here. Got to take advantage of it. We got a lot of questions. I see the questions now, so I'll ask a few of these too afterwards. Got NMR Mike. See if he'll. Oh, actually, did he mean to call? Actually, he just messaged me. Let me see. Oh, he just has a message. Okay. Question. Let me just move him here. It's will mech be a factor on TVP with the addition of the Warhound and I guess mines? Because in Brood War, mines played a big play for early map control.
I think it's
well,
a funny question.
Yeah, mines. I don't know. A lot of Terrans haven't done mines against me yet, but mech, it's right now like not late game mech, because if you get to late game mech and you have like Tempest and Immortals and like a good unit composition, then it's doable. But getting there is the problem, because in the early game and mid game, Warhounds are so strong that like you always have to focus on not dying. You can't focus about going into the late game with like good economy and teching to Tempest, because like say like you go 1 gate expo, they open 1 factory expo themselves and they go Warhounds. They can like cancel your expansion and they could even kill you. So I think right now Warhounds make it very problematic for Protoss to go into the late game and deal against mech. But if you're playing against someone who turtles, then yeah, you can just go Tempest and you have like a good chance of winning the game.
I think mine is just a shit.
Yeah. Man, they really
Right,
are.
yeah.
It's like, why would you use them?
The reason why it's shit is because it's the same supply as Warhound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can just make a Warhound, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're suicide units, so it's like, oh, gosh. All right.
Just a quick question. Have you guys noticed that when you play against Terran mech, their army is so much bigger, even though you're maxed?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
so big. You don't know
Yeah.
what to do against it.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Yeah,
gonna-
they just
it's
shoot everything.
huge.
They're gonna make it 3 supply though for Warhounds, I heard.
That's cool. Hey, Ekis,
Maybe,
what's going on?
Hi.
Hey, got a question?
Yeah, about VCS Sweden. Or Europe Finals, I meant. what
WCS
is your-
Europe. Okay.
Yeah. Who do you think will win it? Like, your top 3?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know the brackets, I haven't seen them yet.
Zerg,
same.
Zerg, and Zerg.
No. It's a small man. But probably Stefano is one of the favorites.
Yeah. I
He
think
has
so.
Thorsten in the second round, no?
Yes, he is.
It's hard bracket.
I think he'll be fine there, actually.
Wait, I'm gonna look at the brackets.
EG team, right? I think it's I think I'll go first.
Go.
Oh man, it's tough because I have a lot of guys I really like. So if I say some folks, they're gonna be like, because I really like sort of Inertio, and they're playing each other like first round. So
Look at Skype, Dima, I posted the brackets.
yeah, let me look at the brackets real quick too.
Yeah, thank you.
Gosh.
Okay, so that's Naman, the Muslim Vortex.
I think Stefano gets out of that side. It's going to be some good games, though. Hasuab Stefano will be interesting. At least because Hasu's been playing better. I mean, really well lately, actually. But it's ZVP, so.
I say,
Yes.
I think Titan also has very good chances.
yeah,
he's
Titan
playing
for
well
sure.
lately. He's playing really well lately.
No, just his bracket. It's
Bracket, yeah, exactly.
Well, he's
Yeah.
playing well too. I mean, both.
Yeah, and he's very good. I think top 3
Yeah.
form Protoss right now. Mana, Titan, and Naniwa. So yeah, and he has a good bracket, so for sure I think he's gonna get top 3.
I think
And
whoever
then-
comes out of that Vortex sort of Inertio side will be.
Also Slivko. Slivko has a good chance. He played maybe yeah. He has pretty good chances. On his bracket he has only like Grubby Red White Ra, but it's all
Only Grubby
depends
Red
on
and
first
White Raw?
Ret.
but he has very good ZVZ, so I think he can win
okay.
Red pretty easily. Not easily, but he can win it.
Mm.
I see. All right, so we gotta make predictions. I'm going to say, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go say sort of. I'm gonna say sort of Lucifer and Stefano.
I know. I will predict like Stefano first, Slivko second, and Titan's third one.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. Either Slivko or Nurture. I don't know yet, but yeah,
Can be possible, yeah.
yeah.
All right. And promise you got a prediction or no?
I'll agree with TT1.
There you go. All right. All right, Ekis. Thanks for the question, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the answer.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, one more question, guys.
How do you
Let's
say
see.
thank you in Russian?
Spasibo.
Spasiba.
Spasiba.
Yes.
Spasiba.
Spasiba. Okay,
It's like-
cool.
Okay, cool. All right, let's find one of these questions here. The brackets. Oh, they wanted us to post the brackets. Sorry, guys. I didn't see that until now. Here, I'll post a link here. Oh. In the meantime, let's see. TJ, okay, this is for TJ. Well, this is for both of you guys in general. Do you think Heart of the Swarm is better than Wings of Liberty? Right? I mean, like, do you think it will be better than Wings of Liberty?
Yeah, I think right now it's really fun to play because this is something new, at least for me. And in future, like more units, it will be of course much more harder to balanced everything. But will be really fun to watch at least and play as well.
How about you, TT1?
I'm not sure yet. It's right now like PvZ feels much more funner than Wings of Liberty PvZ, but PvT I don't like it that much compared to Wings of Liberty.
He misses the bio,
Yeah.
the bio only battles.
Anything that was harder and got easier, I like it. Anything that was easier and got harder, I don't like it.
Man. God, you're so lame, dude. All right. Okay, so why don't we wrap it up? You know, I think having you guys on has been really great, and obviously you two Promise, you know, helping today, and I think it's been a lot of fun. You know, I think you know, it'll be great to have more of these Heart of the Swarm shows, and just, you know, kind of track how it progresses. You know, and at the same time we have Wings of Liberty, obviously, because there's so many events. Actually, what's the next event for you guys?
I don't have yet.
Yeah, I'm not
Ladder.
Ladder, yeah.
Heart of the Swarm.
Just maybe some online tournaments, but
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
planned right now.
And ESL, that's it.
Yeah, Dimaga's still gleaming from like honeymoon, man.
Oh, NASL. Who's in your group,
Congratulations,
TT1?
Dima. I forgot to tell you. You married?
Yeah, I am.
Congratulations, man.
That's what honeymoon usually means.
I heard
dude.
you got engaged, but I didn't hear about the marriage.
Yeah,
Congrats.
it was 11th of August, so it's
Nice.
like,
Nice. Congratulations, man.
thanks a lot. I was already in honeymoon in Egypt, so
Dude, that's where I'm from. I'm
Sick.
from Egypt.
really,
Yeah.
what city? From what city?
Cairo.
Okay.
Like the
I was
capital.
in Hurghada or something like that. Hurghada.
or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
sounds
how
Russian, man.
Yeah, Hurghada.
Did
It's
you
like,
see pyramids?
no,
That's
it
what
was
I
like
asked him.
300 kilometers from pure pyramids, so we didn't go. But
Yeah,
we go
that's
diving and some safari.
Sick.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's not
nice.
awesome. But
Yeah.
all right, guys. You got any shout outs? Why don't we start with TT1?
Yeah, shout out to you guys, Dimaga, and my team. I want to thank our sponsors, Twitch TV and... Wait, what's the other one? Rush Order Tees. Rush Order Tees. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Dima?
Yeah. First of all, thank you guys to invite me. TT1 as always, my big friend. Thanks to mTW, to all our sponsors, Sennheiser, Kaspersky, and a lot of other sponsors. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Promise? Got any shout outs?
Yeah. Thanks to TT1 and Dimaga for playing a pretty fun best of 5 to cast. Thanks to you, ChanMan, for having me co-cast with you. Thanks to my team, Quanta Gaming. Check us out at quantagaming.com. And shout out to Axel Toss, who just got a job with MLG.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Axel and
Axlab. And Axlab. Really great to hear for those guys because they've been working hard for a long time, and you know, a lot of people don't get noticed sometimes, or that have been working for, you know, a solid year or 2 years or whatever. So it's great to see it when a couple guys, you know, get that, you know, have something good happen to them. So
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, so my big shout out to my mods and Razor for sponsoring the show. You guys for coming on. I always, you know, you guys have been on the show before, so I always love it when you guys have. I always love it when TT1's, you know, participates in the show and doesn't troll. That's always great.
Even when he's trolling like so good. He's so professional.
goes through trolling, man.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But for those of you that missed it, or it's at school or whatever, I'll rebroadcast this later on tonight at the NA time slot, which is 11 p.m. Eastern, and then the VODs will be up later after that. So check out my VODs, youtube.com/ChanmanV. All of our Twitters are on there, just at QuanticPromise, at mTwDimaga, and at ROOT_TT1. So follow everybody, support everybody, all that good stuff. But that's going to be it for Pro Corner. All right, see you next time. Peace.
See you.
See you.
Yeah, man.